So tell us a bit more about your work with the High Tide Foundation and how it's helping to address the shortage of young people entering the industry.
So I think we all know that shipping is very much an invisible industry, and not so much sort of seafarers, but really in terms of shore-based opportunities.
Yeah.
So my father and the former CEO of PD Ports 10 years ago decided to look at setting up a foundation in the northeast of England, where we have some of the highest rates of youth unemployment, second, third generation employed, and really sort of children and young people who have very little hope and aspirations. But actually, you look at Teesport, one of the top 5 ports in the UK, and there are plenty of jobs, and not just jobs, well-paid jobs and careers.
Yeah.
So High Tide was formed on the basis of looking at the industry around the River Tees, and during high tide there's the most activity on the river, hence the name High Tide. So the idea of High Tide is to raise the hopes and aspirations and employability of young people in our area. So what we've done is that we go into schools, we talk to teachers, and we just tell them about all the different careers and opportunities that there are. And that tends to be around the decisions that the children have to make in terms of their subjects, so they're keeping their options open. We then also work with a number of corporate partners and businesses around the port, and actually nationally, in terms of giving them opportunities and access to young people who are looking at careers, whether that's in port terminals, stevedoring, pilots, ships agency or logistics. So we kind of try and marry the two of them together.
Yeah.
And it's been a huge success. We've taken children to Rotterdam to show them the British Steel and Tata Steel operations on either side of the North Sea. We've taken 4 students on a round trip to Klaipeda on a container ship.
Oh, wow.
We've taken students to London, to the High Courts of Justice and to Lloyd's.
Yeah.
We've done huge amounts, and hopefully those students will go on and really sort of focus on the potential careers that there are in the shipping sector.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, the work you're doing is absolutely brilliant, and I suppose it aligns with our Breakbulk Europe Education Day, that we do a similar kind of programme around students, but we've never quite targeted the school level students, which is so key. So it's amazing that you're...
Well, I think for us, we sort of try and get in quite young.
Yeah.
And that's just sort of from sort of key people going into schools and talking about their jobs.
Yeah.
So that's how it starts, is essentially talking about what do you do, Liz, as a living?
Yeah.
How do you make money? Because that's kind of number one. And then you sort of start just getting the seed of what may come. And then they start sort of looking at the subjects to take so that they don't close off from potential careers. And then really it's just about sort of matching them up with potential jobs, because a lot of the schools don't really have access to, how to become a shipbroker or a ship's agent or a terminal manager. And these are the jobs that are great jobs, they're great careers.
Yeah. And the exposure,
global.
I think.
Yeah, exposure.
Yeah.
So it's been a huge success, and we continue to really champion the growth of it around the UK.